Como mubia kulunga tubaia mpozi takawitusongo wantumba ebukomudonso tunangile alezawe como mubia kulunga tubaia mpozi takawitusongo etudipo kikukomena Epudipo, wanamunancho kanile. Epudipo, kutukuta bukile bukomo, katawamule. Wamuleyo, wantumba, ebukomo doso. Itunangile, aleza wete. Amukomo, mubia kulunga, tubaria mpozi. Tata witusongo, wantumba, ebukomo doso. Itunangile, naweza wetu. Amukomo, mubia kulonga, tubaya koji. Tata witusenge. Kembo na tata nzambi, kumfumo chako Yesaya. So nini na nini somandla. Ngai, murungu mwene nyaga. Yes, bana beto, no siemi. Petwa bumbote, bana baisolele. Molweni, bantuana, babawo oswe mazuluini. Moriega, shiana shiangai. Mpo salama, watoto wa Mungu. Yes, it's that time we sit and rightly divide the word of truth. On this joyous Samba, for we have chosen to make this day of our mighty one, so nini na nini, our joy as we rest on this day, Banabeto. We continue to look at the lessons we can learn from our yayas, those who came before us, and how they walked before so nini na nini somandla, Ngai murungu mwene nyaga, the mighty one of the Bantu. The seventh son of Yakubi and Bilha. The seventh son of Yakubi and Bilha, the jealous one. He cancels against anger, saying, it giveth peculiar vision. This is a notable thesis on anger. The copy of the words of Dan, which he spake on to his sons in the last days, in the 125th year of his life. For he called together his family and said, hearken to my words, ye sons of Dan, and give heed to the words of your Tata. I have proved in my life and in my whole life that truth, Tula, with just dealing is good and well-pleasing before Sonini and Somandla. And the lying and anger are evil, because they teach man all wickedness. I confess therefore this day to you, my children, that in my heart I resolved on the death of Yosefu, my brother, the true and good Muntu. I rejoiced that he was sold, because his father loved him more than us. For the spirit of jealousy, listen to this, Banabeto. For the spirit of jealousy and vainglory said to me, thou thyself also art his son. And one of the spirits of Belial stirred me up, saying, take this sword and slay it, and with it slay Yosef. So shall thy father love thee when he is dead. Now this is the this is the spirit of anger that persuaded me to crush Yosefu, as a leopard crushes a kid. But the Tatanzambi of my fathers did not suffer him to fall into my hands, so that I should find him alone and slay him, and cause a second tribe to be destroyed in his solely. And therefore, Banange, behold, I am dying, and I tell you of truth, that unless you keep yourselves from the spirit of lying and of anger, and love truth and long suffering, ye shall perish. Listen to that, Banabeto. That unless you keep yourselves from the spirit of lying and of anger and love truth and long suffering, ye shall perish. For anger is blindness and does not suffer one to see the face of any man with truth. For anger is blindness and does not suffer one to see the face of any man with truth. For though it be a father or a mother, he behaved toward them as enemies. Though it be a brother, he knows him not. Though it be a prophet of Tatanzambe, he disobeyed him. Though a righteous man, he regarded him not. Though a friend, he doth not acknowledge him. For the spirit of anger encompasseth him with the net of deceit. The spirit of anger will always want you to try and make others feel that they're not good enough. Because this blinds the eyes. And through vain imaginations and lies, it darkens the mind and gives people their own peculiar vision. You understand, Banabeto, why you cannot reason with an angry person? Because they have their own peculiar vision. And wherewith encompass it his eyes with hatred of heart, so as to be envious of his brother. First, the spirit of anger creates a ball that brings about this net of deceit, Banabeto. Once the deceit has been employed, this blinds that son or daughter of Muntu. And whatever vain imaginations they have in their head, through lying, this darkens their mind and gives them its own peculiar vision. And once it has given the eyes this peculiar vision with hatred of heart, so as to be envious of his brother. For anger is an evil thing, Banabeto, for it travels even the soul itself. And the body of an angry Muntu, it makes its own. And over its soul, it gets the mastery, and it bestows upon the body power that it may work all iniquity. And when the body does all these things, the soul, inclination of the soul, Banabeto. That's why you'll find people who seem like they're very good, embodied in all forms of charity. You know who I'm talking about, Banabeto? The captains of the seed of Cain, who continue to vex the sons and daughters of Muntu, freeborn nobles, kings and queens, born for rulers. Their mother a Hittite, their father an Amorite, but taken by the Tanzambi out of a pool of blood and raised. Yet a nation thinks that they can come and raise themselves above the children of inheritance. Woe unto you, Mr. Mundele. For in these days, the cup of your wickedness is full, and the mighty one of the Bantu is about to pour out his wrath. We can see what is happening. Earthquakes, floods. But look unto the land and see where peace dwells. Kembo kembo na tata nzambi kumfumu chako yisa ya Kongo. So nini na nini somandla. Mpungu tulendo yama Zulu. For anger is an evil thing, my children, for it troubleth even the soul. And when the body does all these things, the soul justifies what it has done, since it seeth not aright. Therefore, he that is wrathful, if he be a mighty man, has a threefold power in his anger. One, by the help of his servants, those who do the wicked deeds on behalf of those that are wicked. And a second, by his wealth. They use whatever they have stolen to subjugate those they have stolen from, whereby he persuadeth and overcometh wrongfully. Whereby he persuadeth and overcometh wrongfully. And thirdly, having his own natural power, he worketh thereby evil, violence, meted against the daughters of Muntu and the sons of Muntu. And though the wrathful man be weak, yet hath he a power twofold of that which is by nature, for wrath ever aideth such in lawlessness. This spirit, listen, Banabeto, this spirit, whenever you see the spirit of anger rise, know in the vicinity, my friends, know in the vicinity, Banabeto, this spirit goes always with lying at the right hand of Satan, that with cruelty and lying his works may be wrought. This spirit goes always with lying at the right hand of Satan, that with cruelty and lying his works may be wrought. Understand ye therefore, Banabeto, the power of wrath, that it is vain. For it is of first all giveth provocation by word. They will provoke you with their words. Then by deed it strengthened him who is angry, and with sharp laws disturbs his mind, and so stirreth up with great wrath his soul. Inclination of the soul, Banabeto. Your soul can never have the right inclination if you're not walking in the Tula. You will always see those that are walking in the Tula to be as wicked as you. And listen, I did not write this book, Banabeto. Therefore, when anyone speaks against you, be not moved to anger. And if any man praises you as a holy man, be not uplifted. Be not moved, either to delight or to disgust. Neutrality, Banabeto. For first is pleadeth the hearing. They will say things, Banabeto. They will tell themselves vain imaginations that they may deceive. Things that will only please them in their ears. And so maketh the mind keen to perceive grounds for provocation. And then being enraged, he thinketh that he is justly angry. The wicked do not understand righteous anger. Righteous anger stands for the truth. Wicked anger defends that of which is wrong. If ye fall into any loss or ruin, Banabeto, be not afflicted, for this very spirit makes a man desire that which is perishable. That is why these spirits of deceit, malevolent Kindoki spirits that are operating among the sons and daughters of Muntu, they make our sons and daughters to desire that of which is perishable. Their thinking is limited to the earthly realm and riches acquired through pain of Banabeto. through the subjugation of Banabeto. And that is why you have to understand the seed of Cain has really bewitched Banabeto. I did not write these books, Banabeto. But you see, the truth is explained in the same texts that they told us not to read. Wicked, wicked nation. If ye fall into any loss or ruin, Banabeto, be not afflicted, for these very spirits makes a man desire that which is perishable, in order that he may be enraged through the affliction. Vain, vanity, small things that you can never take to the next life. That is what you focus your mind on. And why is this? And if you suffer loss voluntarily or involuntarily, be not vexed, for from vexation ariseth wrath with lying. When you're vexed by worldly possessions, then wrath and lying will be your friend. Moreover, listen to this, Banabeto. A twofold mischief is wrath with lying. Two spirits, one against the other. In wealth, conviviality. Moreover, twofold mischief is wrath with lying, and they assist one another in order to disturb the heart. And when the soul is continually disturbed, so nini na nini departs from it, and Satan rules over it. That's why I don't negotiate with demons, Banabeto. Observe, therefore, Banabeto, the commandments of Sonini na Nini, and keep his tula. Depart from wrath and hate lying. Depart from wrath and hate lying, that Sonini na Nini may dwell among you, and Belea may free from you. Speak truth each to one with his neighbor, so you shall not fall into wrath and confusion, but you shall have the salama, having Sonini na Nini, the salama of Sonini na Nini, so shall Noah prevail over you. Love Sonini na Nini through all your life, and one another with a true heart. I know that in the last days you shall depart from Sonini na Nini, and you shall, listen to this, Banabeto. I know that in the last days ye shall depart from Sonini na Nini, and ye shall provoke Lawi unto anger and fight against Yaounde, but ye shall not prevail against them. For Amaleki of Tatanzambe shall guide them both, for by them shall Isolele stand. Stop fighting your priests. And whensoever you depart from Tatanzambe, you shall walk in all evil and work the abominations of the Gentiles, the Mundele. The Tula of Sonini na Nini tells us, it is forbidden for a man to lay with a man. The laws of Cain tells you, oh, it is okay. The Tula of Sonini na Nini tells you, it is wickedness to defile your sons and daughters. But the Tula of Sonini na Nini shall stand. And whenever you depart from Sonini na Nini, you shall walk in all evil and work abominations of the Gentiles, going a-whoring after women of the lawless ones, while with all wickedness, the spirits of wickedness work in you. Who are these spirits of wickedness working in Banabeto? I did not write this. For I have read in the book of Anuk, the righteous, that your prince is Satan, you Goyi. Nations, the seed of Cain. And that all the spirits of wickedness and pride will conspire to attend constantly on the sons of Lawi to cause them to sin before Tata Nzambe. He will provoke your priests unto anger, because the prince who rules over you is Satan. Yes, you sons of Muntu, still in the world religions. Don't you know you're just worshiping fallen Meleki when you call on JC? You're calling on Dagon, the son of the fish god. When you call on God, you're calling on Gadriel, the fallen Meleki. And then when we bring you this truth, you want to war against us. But you will not prevail, sons and daughters of Muntu. For Maleki of Tata Nzambi leads us to bring this truth to you. I honor Yaya Robert Hedley. I honor Nabi Mikhail Massa. I honor Nabi Anata Shilombo. I honor Trey Oketiwe Isolele. I honor Manzambi Zola with his queen, Brenda. I honor our warrior queen, Kimpavita, Murigi Wanzambe, Dr. Bato, all you who have dedicated your time to bring this truth to Banabeto. Talia Collins, Bantu Queen on the streets. We honor you. Kembo Kembo na Tata Nzambe, kumfumu chako yisa ya Kongo, so nini na nini somandla. Yes, Ngai Murungu mwene nyaga. What is he to be praised? For I have read in the book of Anuk the righteous that your prince is Satani, and that the spirits of wickedness and pride will conspire to attend constantly on the sons of Lawi to cause them to sin before Sonini na Nini. And my sons will draw near to Lawi and sin with them in all things. And the sons of Yaounde will be covetous, plundering other men's goods like lions. Therefore shall ye be led away with them into captivity, and there shall ye serve all the plagues of Kamata and all the evils of the Goyi, the Mundele, the wicked seed of Cain, the cursed ones, the unmelanated ones. And so when you return to Sonini na Nini, ye shall obtain mercy, and he shall bring you into his sanctuary, and he shall give you Salama. And there shall rise unto you from the tribe of Yaounde and of Lawi the salvation of Tata Nzambe, and he shall make war against Belea, and he shall make war against these Kindoki spirits, and he shall make war against these malevolent spirits, and he shall make war against the Chitauri. He shall make war against all those who exalt themselves above the throne of Tata Nzambe. For Kiti Chabo Konzi, Eleki Makasi, yes, Panabeto, he who sits on the throne still sits on the throne. He will always sit on the throne because the kingdom is his eternally and none can take it from him. And execute an everlasting vengeance on our enemies. And execute an everlasting vengeance on our enemies, Banabeto. And the captivity shall be taken from Bel Air, the souls of the Musantu, and turn disobedient hearts unto Tata Nzambe, and give to them that call upon him eternal peace, and give to them that call upon him eternal Salama. And the Musantu shall rest in Udan, and in New Jerusalem shall the righteous rejoice, and it shall be unto the Kembo of Tatanzambi, Tulendo, Natulendo. And no longer shall Jerusalem endure desolation, nor Isolele be led captive. For Tatanzambe shall be in the midst of it, living amongst men, and the Musantu one of Isolele shall reign over it in humility and in poverty. And he who believed on him shall reign amongst men in truth. And now, fear Tatanzambe Banabeto, and beware of Satan and his spirits. And now fear Tatanzambe Banabeto, and beware of the Satan and his spirits. I do this series because I want you, Banabeto, to understand the forms in which these Kindoki spirits manifest, that you may learn to recognize them, for we are no stranger to his devices. Learn to recognize them and call them out, for the truth shall set them free. And it shall be, draw near unto Tatanzambe and unto the Maleki that intercedes for you, for he is the mediator between Tatanzambe and man. And for the peace of Isolele, he shall stand up against the kingdom of the enemy. Yes, Msindisi, Yesaya, Kuswa, and all those Abba Propheta and all those Abba Sankole who have walked righteously before Tatanzambe. For the peace of Isolele, he shall stand up against the kingdom of the enemy. Therefore, is the enemy eager to destroy all that call upon Tatanzambe. He is eager to destroy you, Banabeto. Whether he's using family that is not work, whether it's the Mundele, whether it's the Vex, whether it's the forced crowning of thorns of the sons and daughters of Muntu by the Mundele. For he knoweth that upon the day, listen to this, Panabeto, for he knoweth that upon the day on which Isolele shall repent, the kingdom of the enemy shall be brought to an end. If my people that are called by my name, the Bantu, turn from their wicked ways and repent, then from his dwelling place in the Yamazulu, he shall hear and uphold their cause. For the very angel of Salama shall strengthen his solele, that it fall not into the extremity of evil. And it shall be in the time of the lawlessness of his solele, that Tatanzambe will not depart from them, but will transform them into the nation that doeth his will. For none of the angels or the Maleki will be equal unto him, and his name shall be in every place in his solele and among the Goyi, though they wish not to acknowledge him. Keep therefore yourselves, Panabeto, from every evil work, and cast away wrath and all lying, and love truth and long suffering. And the things which ye have heard from your father, do ye also impart to your children, that the Savior of his solele may receive you. For he is true and long suffering, meek and lowly, and teacheth by his works the Tula of Soninina Nini, Somandla. Depart therefore from all unrighteousness, and uncleave to the righteousness of Tatanzambe. Cling to the true love of Tata Nzambe, and your race will be saved forever. Bury me near my eyes. And when he had said these things, he kissed them and fell asleep at a good old age. And his sons buried him after they carried up his bones and placed them near Abama, Isaka, and Yakubi. Nevertheless, Dan prophesied unto them that they should forget their mighty one and should be alienated from the land of their inheritance and from the race of his soil and from the family of their seed. But Tata Nzambi, Mpungu Tulendo, is bringing that covenant into remembrance, Banabeto. So as we continue to seek him, I ask you, Ungubani, yes, who are you? Know thyself. Joya Samba, Betua Bumbote, by the Ngolo for the Kembo of Tata Nzambi, Mpungu Tolendo, Yamazulu, Sonini Nanini, Somandla, Ngai Murungu Mwenenyaga, keep you all in his Salama, Bayete, my kings and queens. Until next time.
Yakubibanabantu. All praises to Sormini Narmini. Umsindo-hate. Rise of a nation, sounds from a liberated Bantu. Yakubibanabantu. All praises to Sormini Narmini. Umsindo-hate. Rise of a nation, sounds from a liberated Bantu. Yakubibanabantu.